Yep, this is it for Darrell Luter, man. This is the kid we drafted in the fifth round a couple years ago. There was a lot of to like about him. He had the long arm length. He was about 6 feet tall, 190 pounds. The competition wise, it is what it is, but he kind of had the potential to be a starter, man, but he never was able to capitalize because he was injured or just wasn't able to win out the starting role. But now, this is an opportunity to prove yourself, man, because you're in the mix to compete for a starting role. Because not only that you're going to compete with Trey Brown, you're possibly going to compete with guys like Upton Style and quite a few other guys, bro. But the competition wise is not that deep, man. Niners usually hit well in the fifth round with these players, man, but for whatever reason, this kid, Darrell Luter, has yet to reach his potential. He's been nothing more than a reserve cornerback. He's been more of a special teamer, not quite a great special teamer, if I'm being honest. But there's just a lot of question marks on this kid. It's like the Niners are hoping this guy pans out. They really took a risk on this kid. And yes, you can say, oh, yeah, you got him in the fifth round, so what? But Niners take this shit very seriously. They passed on some certain players that could have contributed really well for the team, but instead they went with this kid. So it has to come down to this guy. He's entering a third year, and this is a make or break year for him because what happens from here, it's not going to matter because he still has at least 2 years after this because he's entering his third year, and then next year he'll still be here. But you're just hoping that this guy can finally reach his potential, but it just hasn't happened. And when is it going to happen? When is that time going to happen? I just think his third year is pretty much going to either be proven or not, man. Because I think after going into his fourth year, I think that's where it's going to be like, you know what, we had enough of this guy. He didn't prove nothing for us. This is probably where you have to see something from this kid. And if he doesn't prove anything, man, you're only giving up a fifth. You only got a fifth round out of this guy. So it's kind of a low risk out of this draft pick, but you're hoping a lot more, man. Like he's got those long arms, he's got good coverage skills. It just hasn't translated pretty well. And if Robert Sala likes this kid a lot, then maybe you get the best out of this kid. But it's gonna have to come down between him and Trey Brown for that starting role. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens, man. There was just a lot to like about this kid's tape coming out of South Alabama. You just liked the guy's tape. You liked that his coverage was pretty damn good. You liked that he was aggressive. He was a good tackler. What you saw in preseason last year was a little bit of good potential, but he just wasn't able to capitalize it at times. So Niners are pretty much at a point where, you know what? Let's see what he can do. They're not bringing in some other veterans, man. They only just signed Trey Brown. So that's pretty much his only competition is Trey Brown. And if he can beat out Trey Brown for that role, then he can prove himself. But until then, it's a question mark. What could be, but I still haven't seen what this guy can be yet. I've been very high on this kid for a while too, but it's just for whatever reason he can't stay healthy or he's just a little behind the depth chart. So this is it for him, man. He has to put up or shut up this year. Darrell Luter just needs to finally reach his potential, or this can be the wasted freaking pick that we did. A lot of our fifth round picks turn out better, but for whatever reason, he probably would be one of the failures. Him and possibly Robert Beal, man. It just can't be that trend, bro. We got to do better. But let's see what happens, man. Let's hope for the best, whatever.